Today, we're diving into something big, a massive AI overhaul to Google Finance that's basically putting a Wall Street grade toolkit right into your pocket. And the best part? It's completely free.
So let's kick things off with a problem I'm sure a lot of you can relate to. This post from Reddit just nails it. The frustration of trying to find one single decent tool to track the market is so real that this person is literally thinking about just coding one themselves. And that post really gets to the heart of what we can call the investor's dilemma. That huge gap between the super powerful, slick tools the pros are using and the messy patchwork of apps and spreadsheets that the rest of us are stuck with.
I mean, look at this wish list. It's not exactly asking for the moon, is it? Multi-column views, market cap data, mobile support for a decent number of stocks. This feels like basic stuff. And yet, finding it all in one affordable, easy-to-use platform? Yeah, good luck. It's been surprisingly tough.
For years, this has been the reality for so many of us. You've got your main portfolio in a spreadsheet, you're using one website for charts, another app for news, maybe you're scrolling through social media trying to get a feel for the market sentiment. It's just a constant juggle. It's manual, it's fragmented, and honestly, it's a huge waste of time. So why is it so messy for us? Well, because the pros, they aren't juggling a thing. They have this, the Bloomberg Terminal. It's the absolute gold standard for financial data, for news, for analysis. And it costs a jaw-dropping $24,000 a year for one person. But here's where the story takes a turn. All of that is starting to change because AI is finally leveling the playing field. And Google is jumping in with a plan to bring that kind of institutional-grade power to literally everyone. Now, this is not just a fresh coat of paint or a few new features. Google has fundamentally rewired its entire finance platform. They've plugged in their most advanced AI, the Gemini models, to do all the heavy lifting, to process and make sense of information in a way we've never seen before in a free tool. And this all boils down to one really powerful idea: the democratization of finance. It's about tearing down those walls that have separated Wall Street from the everyday investor for decades. It's about ending the monopoly on high-quality data and top-tier analytical tools.
So what does this new toolkit actually look like? Well, you should stop thinking of it as just a website. It's more like having your own personal financial co-pilot sitting right there, ready for your toughest questions. First up, there's a feature called Deep Search. So instead of you spending hours, maybe days, digging through endless reports and articles, you can now just ask a really complex question. Something like, how are rising interest rates really affecting mortgage lenders? And Gemini will fire off hundreds of searches at once, read everything, and then give you a single comprehensive answer with all its sources cited. It's incredible. Okay, next up is something that is a genuine game changer. Google is pulling in data from prediction markets. Now, if you haven't heard of these, think of them like a stock market for future events. Instead of buying a share of Apple, people are trading contracts on whether something will happen, like, say, a recession. It gives you this powerful, real-time pulse of what the crowd actually thinks is going to happen. And this isn't some vague market sentiment score. We're talking hard, quantifiable data. For instance, in late 2025, these markets were pricing in a 42% probability of a U.S. recession happening in 2026. Now, having that number right there in your workflow, that can totally change how you think about your strategy. And finally, there's the new Earnings Hub. Now you can listen to corporate earnings calls live, you can get real-time transcripts, but here's the magic part. You also get an AI-generated summary of all the key takeaways. It's like having a front row seat to the call with an expert analyst whispering the most important stuff right in your ear. So, okay, everyone now has access to these amazing tools. But here's a fascinating question. Does that mean everyone is going to use them in the same way? Not a chance. We're already seeing this really interesting split in how people are approaching this. On one side, you have the big institutions. They're using these new AI tools to double down on what they've always done. Really deep, fundamental analysis. They're looking for long-term value. On the other side, you have a lot of retail traders who are using these exact same tools to get an edge on short-term market swings, to navigate all that day-to-day noise. Here is a perfect example of that institutional mindset.
When Palantir stock took a hit after an earnings report, the big money didn't panic. Why? They used AI tools to dig deeper and confirm their original thesis, focusing on the rock-solid fundamentals like a massive 63% revenue growth driven by sticky, long-term government contracts. Now let's flip to the other side of the coin. Some really sharp retail traders saw the market's shaky reaction to Palantir's news. They used that prediction market data to guess that a wider tech correction was coming. So they made a really nimble short-term trade, not against Palantir's solid business, but against a more speculative competitor, BigBear.ai. They were betting its stock would fall, and they were right. So where is all of this heading? What's the end game? Well, the vision here goes way beyond just giving you better data. The ultimate goal is to move from AI helping you to AI acting for you. We're talking about full autonomy.
Most experts see this rolling out in 3 clear phases. We're in phase 1 right now, AI as your super smart research assistant. Phase 2 is right around the corner, AI agents that can automatically execute trades based on rules that you create. And then phase 3, the holy grail, AI agents that actively manage and optimize your entire portfolio 24/7 in real time.
Of course, we have to be realistic. We're not quite there yet. There are some big hurdles to clear, right? Like making sure the AI isn't just learning and amplifying bad data, and making sure these prediction markets are solid enough for the mainstream. But the potential is just massive. I mean, 88% of tech firms are already seeing a positive return on their AI investments, and Google is already starting to expand this globally.
And this quote, this just puts everything into perspective. As powerful and futuristic as these tools feel right now, this is the dumbest, clunkiest version of them we will ever use. The technology is improving at an exponential pace. That gap between the everyday investor and the Wall Street pro, it's not just closing, it's collapsing in real time.
Which brings us to the one final critical question. The line between a research tool and a financial advisor is getting blurrier faster than anyone thought possible. The age of the AI co-pilot, the AI analyst, is already here. So the only real question left is, are you ready to take the controls?